Hey guys, Ryan Martin from Revive here. Now, this day is quite a special day on my calendar. So, 20th of March is always a big date for me. Um, so, 20th of March 2017. But 13 years ago to this day was really the day that everything sort of changed for me when it came to my health and my health journey. This was because, probably like most of you, I actually unfortunately had. An experience, wasn't a great experience, but my best friend unfortunately died on this date 13 years ago in a car crash. And it was a day obviously that it was absolutely terrible. And for someone at a young age of, what's it, 17 we were, 18, 17, it's not something that you want anyone to go through, but especially at that young age, your hormones and everything's all over the place. And it's something that really pushed me into a real big hole health-wise. Now, I was already suffering from acne, etc., but the shock and the strain of this in my system pushed me into a place where I just really couldn't get out of. I didn't know how to get out of. So I already had acne on my skin, but the emotional, chemical and physical stress of this meant that my immune system was just completely wiped out. And whereas other people deal with things differently, I've generally tended to bottle quite a bit of this up. Didn't really speak to anyone about it, and it led to me getting in a real dark place health-wise. Now, people don't realise this. It's not just sometimes physical issues that can give you health problems, but emotional issues are a big problem too. So generally, at the root cause of every disease, you're going to have an emotional trigger. So usually you've got emotional, physical or chemical stresses. So chemical stresses are all the things you're exposed to, things you can put in your body, toxins, etc. Physical, you've got some things that you might have a car crash, or you might, battery's just going. You might have a car crash, or you get a physical injury, you might fall, trip up. That can be something that really ruins your health-wise, puts your body out of place. And then you've got emotional traumas, so something like a death, something like someone being really ill. Stress plays a huge part on someone's health, and if you're not able to deal with it, then it can really ruin your health for a long time. So when you are going through a real period of stress, say it is someone who has unfortunately died or someone's really ill, your immune system is generally completely wiped out, and it allows for lots of parasites, fungus, etc. to take over your body. It also generally puts people in a place of not thinking about themselves, and they start to make bad choices food-wise. They start to they can't sleep, so their sleep goes out the window. They start making poor choices, as I've said, food-wise, poor choices, not exercising, not getting enough rest, and it's just a cycle that goes on and on and on. And this is something that people just don't seem to realise, or even though they may realise it, they find it very hard to deal with. And that's why, especially at this time of year, I was going to do another video on it, especially springtime, you really need to take care of yourself. And emotional triggers, they can play a huge part in your health. So if you're not, if you've ever been going through a hard time emotionally, maybe it could be a relationship, maybe as I said before, it's someone who's ill, it could be anything to do with your kids, anything like that. Don't underestimate the importance that plays on your health, and dealing with these issues, whether it be writing them down, getting them out of your head, whether it be going to speak to someone, whether it be employing someone to help you through this time, whether it be doing research on these things. All these things are going to play a big part in getting you through it, because your emotional health is so important. When it comes to what's going on up in here, it affects the rest of your body, and when your head's not right, it just leads to disaster. And as I said before, when you are completely stressed, your immune system is completely wiped out, and it leads to pain. I'll tell you, I will be doing a video about my story in a little bit more depth another time. But yeah, guys, if you've ever been through an emotional period of extreme stress, it can really lead to health problems. So if you are going through that, take the necessary steps. Go and find someone you can talk to. Go and do your research on it. Get things out of your head. Maybe you start meditating. Maybe you start doing yoga. Maybe you look for your support group. I know it's hard to speak about these things sometimes because who really wants to open up? Because people see it's weakness, but it's not weakness. Speaking about these things is going to do you the world of good. Otherwise, you just bottle it up, and it's like ingesting bad energy. That energy doesn't go away. Everything is energy. Everything is vibrations, and so if you don't get rid of the energy, the bad energy that you're ingesting, all this stress, it stays in you like black, dark matter. And unless that's released, it's hugely acidic for the body. It's where diseases can start. Things like cancers, chronic illnesses. Everything's energy. And when you've got that, then these other things as before, like parasites, funguses, take over because they love you to be in dysfunction. They love you not to be living a life of happiness. So really take your emotional health seriously, guys, okay? I know people talk about this quite a lot. It's the thing of mental health and people committing suicide and stuff. It gets bad, but that's one level of it, and the other level of it is just dealing through everyday stresses and emotional events, okay, guys? So if you are going through this sort of stuff, don't be afraid to reach out to people or someone, a professional, who can help you, okay, guys? So, as always, it's a bit gloomy today. Head on over to www.reviveyourself.co, any articles, etc. Got loads of stuff over there that can help you health-wise. Otherwise, jump on over to YouTube channel, and we're releasing the podcast very, very soon. And I'm going to be speaking to someone about the mental issues, mental health side of things. Alright, guys, as always, have a great day. Speak to you soon.